Okay, so now let's talk about optimizing your emails. So you could just choose to design an email, use your best judgment, and send it out and see what happens. And that's totally valid. There's nothing wrong with that. So why optimize your emails? Well, there's a few different reasons. First of all, you may want to optimize your emails to increase your open rates. That is the percentage of people who actually open your email. And the primary factor there obviously is going to be the subject line as well as the long-term relationship that they have with your brand or your company. The second would be to increase click-through rates. So it'd be the number of people who actually respond to your call to action and click through to your website. The third would be to increase the sales or purchases that come as a result of your email campaign. And finally, you also want to optimize your emails to decrease the number of unsubscribes or your opt-out rate. You're always going to have a few, but you want to keep this number down, obviously. So what are the opportunities for optimization? Well, I'll cover some high-level ideas here. So obviously your subject line is what people are going to initially respond to when they are considering whether or not to open your email. And chances are, if they know who your brand is, they know that this is going to be a marketing-related email. And in fact, they've opted in, so they've signed up with that knowledge. The second way to optimize your email would be around the content. So the images, the headlines that you use, and the specific call to action, both positioning of it, the exact wording of it, even the color of that button can influence the number of click-throughs you get to visit your website. Another factor that will have a huge impact on both of your open rates and your click-through rates would be segmentation. So who you choose to send your email to. Typically, you will increase your open, click-through, and even conversion rate simply by sending your email to a segment of your audience that is most likely to respond to that specific message or opportunity. You may want to play with send time. So sending something first thing in the morning versus sending something in the evening may increase or decrease both open rates and click-through rates. You may want to experiment with send frequency. So how often you email your list could be weekly, could be monthly, could be daily. And you may want to look at the pros and cons of each. For instance, emailing people daily may greatly increase your unsubscribe rate, but that may be an okay price to pay if it is also dramatically increasing your conversion rate and you're able to gather new subscribers at a quick enough rate that you're not just completely obliterating your list. And finally, you may want to experiment with personalization. So this typically involves inserting someone's first name into an email. And you can do that using merged tags, which I'll get into in a future lesson. And this will almost always increase your open rates. Unfortunately, in asking for someone's first name, you will often decrease your opt-in rates. So that's something you'll have to consider as a trade-off. But assuming you have someone's first name, personalization is highly effective at increasing both open rates and click-through rates. So how do you go about testing different optimization approaches? Well, the most obvious way to do this, and you've probably heard this term, is through A/B testing. So that's isolating a specific aspect of your email and running variants that'll allow you to see which one is more effective and which one your audience is more responsive to. The other thing you might want to do with elements like, for instance, send times is looking at your analytics over the long term. So you could look at different trends as you gather more data. So in some upcoming lessons, I'll get into A/B testing and your analytics dashboard in detail.